Good morning. I just woke up from snoring and my rest was quite restoring. So good morning. The clouds outside aren't pouring and the sun shines reassuring that today will not be boring. So good morning. I'll set off to go exploring where the waterfalls are roaring and the birds in flight are soaring. There's just nothing so rewarding. So good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to be alive today. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so glad you're alive today. Good morning. There's nothing left for me to say. I'm up, I'm off, I'm on my way. I won't let my life slip away. I'll make the most of every day. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you. Ba-ba-da-da-dum. Bum-bum.
Well, hello there and welcome to our adventurous quest. I'm all caught up in sleep now and there's no time left to rest. I'm looking for a friend to join me as my honored special guest as I head off to explore, traveling north, south, east, and west. Way back when I was a wee little boy, I was a very curious child. I had so many questions swirling about that it made my mind go wild. And it's funny looking back because as it appears, there isn't much that's changed over the last 20 years. Every day I sit up and set out my front door, I'm on a quest to find the answers, to discover and explore. What is that? That is the biggest stick bug I've ever seen! Oh, wait. That's not a stick bug, that's just a stick. Rats. Where did this world come from? And where in the world am I going? Who in the world even am I? Is there any way of knowing? I'm looking for the true answers and I don't want to get it wrong because every single question I ask is a quest that I am on. I wonder about all kinds of things and I ponder lots and lots. My brain is like a swirling cyclone of so many strings of thoughts. Sometimes I think that I think too much and I think I'm getting lost, as if all my thoughts are like this stringy ball all tangled in tight knots. And I think I can untangle it. It'll just take a little more time. And often when this happens, I begin to talk in rhyme. I wasn't just talking in rhyme, was I? Oh, I know how to make that stop. Water drop. Nose bop, cork pop, rhyme stop. There they go. Well, like I was saying, I am a curious question kind of guy. In fact, I ask so many questions that some people call me the Quester. Do you know what a Quester is? A quester is someone who's on a long journey in search of something very important. Because, like I said, a question is a quest I am on. And my quest is to find the answers to all of life's biggest questions.
Who am I? Who are you? Are there truly any answers that we can know are truly true? How did all of this get here? Has it always just existed? Or did it one day all appear? Why are we here on the earth? Do our lives have any meaning, any purpose, any worth? And who gets to choose what's right and wrong? Did someone decide already, long before we came along? And what happens when this lifetime ends? Will death be the end of me? Or will a new lifetime begin? Come come on this quest with me. We'll find our destiny if you say yes to my request to be my honored special guest. We'll travel north, south, east, and west, and like detectives on a quest, we will not rest till we investigate this mess. From out in the Milky Way down to our DNA, we will pursue all of the clues that lead us to the cause or force or person who made me. And everyone and everything else in the whole entire universe.
And that's what this quest is all about. We're gonna go and find the answers to all of life's biggest questions together. Let's go, questers. Well, what in the world is this? I've seen one of these before, but not like this. This is an explorador, I think. Oh, what do you know? A clue. Oh, very tiny print as always. This is an explorador. It was put here just for you. Through it, you will discover what is real and what is true. But this quest will not be easy. Now you must decide what to do, for there is no coming back through it if you choose to venture through. Well, I guess that settles it. Will you join me? Will you be my guest on this quest? Then let's do it. Here we go. Oh, quavering quasars. Where am I? What is this place? Oh, it's so dark in here. Did I bring a light? Oh, got a flashlight. Wait, oh, there it is. Hello? Hello? Is there anybody in here? Oh, where am I? What is this place? Oh, I'm so disoriented. I've got to think my way out of this one. Okay, hold on. Let's just sit down for a second and think. I think, therefore, I am. Or at least, I think that I think, therefore I think that I am. I think that I am. I think that I am totally lost and completely confused. I've fallen into darkness. My head is banged up and bruised. The wires up in my mind seem to be disconnected and crossed. No doubt that is why I am feeling completely confused. And all of the clues that were leading me to the truth are lost. I came searching for answers to find my identity, in hopes of discovering what it means for me to be me. Oh, if only there were someone with a light to help me see, so that I can grow to be the person who I am meant to be. This deep darkness is blinding. Oh, someone please come and find me. Send me a friend to stay beside me. Give me light to lead and guide me. This deep darkness is blinding. Oh, someone please come and find me. Send me a friend to stay beside me. Give me light to lead and guide me.
This deep darkness is blinding. Oh, someone please come and find me. Send me a friend to stay beside me. Give me light to lead and guide me to the truth. Give me light to lead and guide me to the truth.
I'm lost in the darkness all alone.
Do you really want to know who you are?
Is that you again, Conscience?
No, I am not your conscience, but I'm a friend of your conscience. My name is Paraclete.
Paraclete? I've never heard of a name like that before.
It means helper. You called for help, for a friend to come alongside you to lead and guide you to the truth. And that's who I am.
Well, thank you for coming, Paraclete. Do you know where I am?
Do you want to know where you are or who you are?
Well, both, I guess. Maybe you could start by telling me who I am? That's my first big question in my quest to find the answers.
To know who you are, I must first teach you who I am. But because you sought to know yourself first, that's where your journey begins, here in the deep darkness of yourself. Since you don't know who you are, the deeper you look into yourself, the darker and more confusing it becomes. Those who search for the truth of their identity within themselves are following the pathway that leads here into the deep darkness of the cave of confusion. For whoever wants to see must first admit they are blind.
Oh, that sounds like a perplexing, confusing, mysterious riddle.
It is a mystery. It's a paradox. For whoever wants to find themselves must first lose themselves. Give up trying to find yourself within yourself. Let go of your life, and you will find life.
Who are you?
I am who I am, and I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life.
You don't need to listen to this silly little bird. You can choose whoever you want to be.
Who are you?
I'm the one who sets people free. Free from rules, free from restrictions, and worst of all, free from authority. I set people free to be whoever and whatever they choose to be. You are in charge of your identity. You are in charge of your destiny. Follow your heart. Follow your desires. Follow nobody but yourself. And then you will find yourself.
I don't know. What do you think, Paraclete?
His lips drip honey, and his words are more smooth than oil, but his teeth are full of venom. The end of his path goes down to death, and those steps lead to the grave. He gives no thought to the way of life. He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in the truth because there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks out of his own character, for he is a liar and the father of lies.
He would have you as a slave. His path is difficult and narrow, but mine is easy and wide. He would seek to tell you who you are and to make you more like himself and the one who sent him. I would set you free to be whoever you wish to be. So, make your choice.
All of my life, I've listened to your lies, and it's hardened my heart and blinded my eyes. I've built my whole life on your massive illusion, and it's led me down here to this cave of confusion. So today is the day I turn away from myself. I'm letting go of control to follow somebody else. He's gone! He's gone, Paraclete! That's the last we'll see of him!
Oh no. Resist him and he will flee, but he awaits an opportune time to return with even craftier deceptions and temptations. Be alert and be watchful. He is always prowling about seeking someone to devour.
Oh, I see. And I see a light up ahead, Paraclete! There's hope!
Follow that light and keep following my voice.
Oh! go! I'm out! I did it! I'm out! I'm out of the darkness and into the marvelous light! Thank you, Paraclete! Paraclete? Paraclete! Paraclete! Where'd you go?
We're on a quest to find the answers, and we won't stop till we do. With our hearts and minds, let us search and find till we find out what is true. Let's explore this world together, find adventures near and far, going hand in hand till we understand who we are, who we are, who we are.
Unbelievable! What? This is a quester map made for questers just like you and I. Let's set this down and see if we can deduce exactly where on this map we are. Okay, so we've got the Dominion of Destiny. We've got a morality mountain range to cross, the mainland of meaning at the bottom, the ocean of origins, and Identity Island? And right at the top of Identity Island is the Cave of Confusion! That must be where we just came out of! Questers, we know where we are! We're on Identity Island! Now if only I knew who I was in this world. But maybe that's what I'll find out here on Identity Island. Who am I? Oh my queasy queen bees and quails! I just had a discovery! What if every one of these 5 major locations is connected to one of our 5 big questions? Identity Island. Who am I? The ocean of origins. Where did I come from? The mainland of meaning. What is my purpose? Why am I here on this world? Morality mountain range. What is right and what is wrong? And the Dominion of Destiny. What does my future have beyond this life? Is there anything beyond this world for me? Oh, questers, we've got a map. We've got it all laid out, and now it's time to go find the answers. Here we go. Wait a second. Before we go too far, there's one thing I overlooked. Before we get off this island, however we get off this island, there's a treasure to be found. The truthful treasure. Oh, we've got to find that, my quester community. It looks like X marks the spot. So let's head out, keep your eyes peeled. We're gonna be looking for some treasure. Here we go. Well, my quester community, it's been a full day searching for that treasure, and I've had it up to here with searching. I mean, right up to here. But maybe I'll just pick it up where I left off tomorrow. I'm no closer to finding that treasure today. Oh, my quadruple stuffed Quiznos Cubano! I found it! X marks the spot! I'm rich! I'm rich! It's here! This is it! Wow, quester community. I can't believe the X which marked the spot was right here beneath my nose the whole time. Well, no time to waste. The sun is almost going down. Let's get digging, questers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4? What in the world? What kind of careless, irresponsible, polluting person would leave this thingy-ma-digger buried here? We don't pollute, that's not okay. All right, let's keep digging. 5, 6, 7, 616, 617, 1011, 1012, 1237, 1238, 6046, 6047, 9998, 9999, 10,000. I'm done. D-U-N-N-N, done. I am absolutely through digging today. I am done. Did you hear that? And that's why you never ever give up, kids. Like I was saying, a quester never ever gives up because you're only inches away from the treasure. Oh, it's here. Oh my goodness. I knew it was down here. X marked the spot, and all it took was a little perseverance and elbow sweat. Here it is. It's out. We've got it, questers. Uh-oh. I'm about to get buried in this hole. Let's get out quick. Quicksand and quagmires, it's locked. And I gotta get out of this pit before it collapses on me. Oh, wow, questers. We're gonna have to go find a key for this lock. That's gonna be the next thing we have to do, questers, because I'm looking out and I can see the setting sun. Our journey thus far has already been so fun, but now it's really time to run because our quest to find the answers has only just begun. Let's roll, questers. I just gotta find 2 sticks to rub together. That's not a stick, that's a stick bug! Oh, rats, just another stick. Oh, I sure hope this works. Oh, please work. I really need a miracle. It worked! I've got fire! I've got fire! Woohoo! Here she is! She's glowing bright tonight! Woohoo! Now remember, kids, fire can be very dangerous. Don't try this at home without adult supervision. We've got fire! This fire is the best! This fire is the best! I found my treasure chest, and we've had a wonderful quest. And now it's time to rest! And I'll sleep on my treasure chest. And tomorrow we'll pick up our quest. But for now it's time to rest. I'll rest on my treasure chest. Good night, quester community. Where in the world am I?
Welcome aboard, young lad. How was your sleepy, snoozy slumber?
Stranger danger, who are you?
As you can see, I'm the captain of the keys. And now, if you would please, tell me just who you might be.
Well, I might be anybody. I'm actually not sure who I am. That's why I was out there on the island of identity, to find out who I am.
Well, you'll never find out your identity on that island. No man is an island. You'll need to know a lot more about what's what in order to discover who you truly are.
Like what? Like what kinds of things do I need to discover?
Like who made you, what your purpose is, and what's on the horizon for you beyond this lifetime. Once you find the answers to those questions, then your identity will become clear.
Well, those are just the questions I've been asking. Who am I? Where did I come from? What is my purpose? What's right and wrong? And what is my destiny? I'm on a quest to find the answers to those questions. That's why some people call me the Quester.
Aye, those be some sharp questions, young Quester. And how do you plan on discovering all the answers?
Well, I don't exactly have a brilliant plan at this point, but I do have my journey all mapped out, and I'm hoping that this map will lead and guide me.
Oh, that's quite a nice map you got there. And where do you suppose we're at right now?
Oh, well, I'm definitely not on Identity Island anymore. So I'll make an educated guess that I'm sailing across the ocean of origins?
Right you are, sailor. As I was sailing past the island last night, I saw a fire blazing. So I anchored me vessel, rowed me mini boat to shore. I tried to stir you, but there was no waking. The island of identity has a way of putting people into a stupefied slumber from which they never awake. Plus, there may have been sea hags about. So I hauled your snoring carcass to the water's edge, threw you over my shoulder, and rowed you out to my ship of fellows.
Wow, well, thank you for rescuing me from my stupefied slumber.
Right.
And from the, did you say sea hags?
You bet I did. Sea hags are a dangerous creature. You ever looked a sea hag in the eyes?
No, I haven't.
Of course you haven't! Sea hags don't have eyes. They only have 100 tentacles and a razor-sharp beak. Believe you me, a razor-sharp beak. Yo ho, a sea hag ate me thumb. That's why I had to get a peg thumb. Made of a petrified stick bug it was.
Petrified stick bug? That just looks like a normal...
A normal what?
A normal petrified stick bug. But maybe we could change the subject. I really don't want to have nightmares about sea hags or losing my thumbs.
Sure thing, sure thing. So here we are, sailing across the ocean of origins. And did I hear you say one of your questions was about where you came from?
Yes, indeed. And not just me. I want to know where the whole universe came from. How did it all begin? How did it all come into existence? The galaxies, the stars, the sun, the skies, the moon, the planets, the ocean, the land, the plants and animals and people like you and me. How did it all begin? I'm so full of questions. I think I hear a song taking shape in my heart.
What took place at the beginning? When and where did this all start? Well, my mind is simply spinning. Is there someone super smart who can answer all of my questions of how the universe first began? Was it chance or a big explosion, or part of a perfect plan? Well, there's time, there's space and matter. So when did time first start to fly? How did molecules first gather? When did space first fill the sky? Everything on Earth that's living came to life some way, somehow. I need to understand the beginning to understand things here and now. Well, there's time, there's space and matter. So when did time first start to fly? How did molecules first gather? When did space first fill the sky? When did space first fill the sky? If I'll ever know, but I'd give anything to know. I'll search all the world to know Is there any chance you know?
Aye, and it's important questions such as these, magnificent, marvelous mysteries that keep me, the captain of the keys, searching and sailing the open seas. But to answer your question, is there a true story that answers all of these questions? Aye, there is. And it's a story that's been treasured for thousands of years.
A story that's been treasured for thousands of years? Hey, I've got some treasure too! And you're the captain of the keys! Wait a minute! Do you have any keys to this treasure chest?
I sure do, but I don't give away keys for free, but a riddle I give. And if wrong ye be, the treasure chest keys be thrown into the bottom of the sea.
But if I get it right, you'll give me the key to unlock it?
Aye, but you only get one answer. And if you get it wrong, all hope for succeeding in your quest will be lost forever in Daisy Jones' locket. Are you ready?
I guess as ready as I'll ever be. Hit me, what's your riddle?
Okay, here's me riddle. Truth and love, love and truth. The two are both important for sure. But if you had to pick only one, which one would matter more?
Between truth and love? And I can only choose one?
That's my riddle. Get it wrong and you'll never unlock the treasure.
Well, how long do I have to solve the riddle and pick one?
I'll give you till tomorrow morning to give me your final answer. But in the meantime, I'm cooking sea legs. Yo ho, a seagull egg for me.
Seagull egg? That just looks like a normal egg.
A normal what?
A normal seagull egg. Looking forward to breakfast.
Aye, a landlubber. So what do you think?
Who knew that scrambled seagull eggs could be so scrumptious?
I did. One of me favorite meals they are. So tell me, Quester, how long you been on this journey? And what made you take such a long and dangerous journey alone?
Oh, well, I've been asking questions and seeking answers most of my life. But my journey into this realm of my map only started yesterday when I came through the explorador. And I didn't come alone. I brought my Quester community with me. Say hi.
I don't see anybody.
Oh, what do you mean? My Quester community and friends are right there. Maybe yell hi to the captain. Maybe he can hear you.
I still don't see or hear anybody. But I believe you. There's a lot of things I believe in that I can't see, for this world is full of invisible realities that you can only see through the eyes of faith.
Well, but what are you doing out here all alone?
Oh, I'm never alone. Sailing out here on this fellowship, I'm a part of the most enjoyable and delightful community that's ever existed.
Well, what do you mean? I don't see anybody on this ship except for you. Oh, are you talking about make-believe friends?
No, faith and make-believe are two very different things. Make-believe is just pretending and imagining things that aren't really real. But faith is knowing what's really real. It's a kind of seeing, a kind of knowing. In fact, it's the only way to see what's really real in this whole world.
Wow, quavering quasars. I'm gonna have to think about that some more, especially if it will lead me into the most delightful and enjoyable community that's ever existed. Oh man, I love community.
Oh, you do you?
Yeah.
And why is it that you love community so much?
Well, we all need a community, we all need a community. Whether you're outgoing or super duper shy, we all need a community, we all need a community. In the times we're really happy and the times we need to cry. We need fathers and mothers, we need sisters and brothers. Like a book needs a cover, we all need one another. Well, we all need a community, we all need a community. You can't do life all on your own, so don't even try. We all need a community, we all need a community. And you can't spell community without you and I. Like an envelope needs a letter, like a bird needs its feathers. We all need to stick together, friendship is a gift to treasure.
That's why we all need a community. We all need a community, and you can't spell community without you and I.
Ah, fantastic song it was. And right you are. In fact, I believe the community is at the heart and center of the universe. That's why you can't find your true identity within yourself alone. You were made by a community of love and for a community of love.
Wow, really? I have many memories of feeling like I just didn't belong or like I wasn't accepted and just wasn't wanted, and it's more painful than breaking a bone.
Or losing a thumb.
Oh, I wouldn't know, thankfully. But it makes me think that maybe love is more important than truth.
And is that your final answer?
No. I want more time to think it through.
Well, the sun will be setting soon, and you got till morning. But let me warn ya, there's a creature upon these seas that's far more dangerous than any sea hag. Perhaps you've seen his likeness upon your map.
The sea serpent? That thing is real? That thing is as big as our ship. He could drown us all.
Oh no, no serpent could sink our ship. Our ship has the protection of the ruler of the seas. It's not the size of the serpent you have to be aware of. It's the whisper of his voice. He's the terror of the seas, not because he can drown people in water, but because he can drown them in their own fear and his lies. So be careful, little ears, what you hear. Good night, Quester. Get some rest, and may your rest be blessed, sir.
Truth and love. Love and truth, both are important for sure. But if I had to pick only one, decide which one mattered more. Truth and love. Love and truth. Both are important for sure. Love and truth. Truth and love. Which is more important? Truth and love. Love and truth. If I had to choose only one. Love and truth. I don't know. Can someone please help me find the answers?
There are no answers.
No answers? How can that be true?
There is no truth.
No truth? How can I discover who I am?
I'll tell you who you are. You are a freak accident. You are just a mistake.
Okay, well, if it's all just an accident, then how will I know what the real meaning of my life is?
Your life has whatever meaning you give it. There is no ultimate meaning.
Well, then do I just also get to choose and make up what's right and wrong?
Right and wrong? Those are old ideas. The only thing that is right is following your heart. And the only thing that is wrong is letting others tell you you're wrong.
What about my future and destiny? Is there any hope for me beyond this lifetime?
There is no destiny awaiting you beyond this life. Enjoy it. It's all you'll ever get.
No!
Ah, did you have a night scare of a sea hag?
No, it was that sea serpent you warned me about. I heard its voice in my dream last night.
Ah, no surprise there. We crossed the whole ocean of origins while you were sleeping like a little baby infant sea lion in Mother Nature's bosom.
What? We crossed the whole ocean last night? So this is the port of purpose. We've made it to the mainland of meaning.
Aye, as you were sleeping, I anchored me vessel. Now let's hop off board and go explore. As we're on shore, you can tell me more about your dream.
Okay. Well, are you sure that your fellow ship is safe out there in the ocean?
Aye, as I said, she's protected. But tell me, Quester, what sort of lies was the sea serpent whispering in your dreams last night?
Well, for starters, he said that I'm just a big mutated mistake. That human beings are just freaks of nature with no real purpose and no destiny.
Aye, and what do you think? Could that be true?
I don't know what's true anymore, but I want the truth.
Aye, and what do you want more? The truth or to be loved? It's time to give me an answer to me riddle.
Okay, fine. Truth and love, love and truth, both are important for sure, but if I had to choose only one and tell you which one matters more, I choose neither, because I don't want love without the truth, because then it wouldn't be true love. And I don't want truth without love, because then the truth wouldn't be lovely. You can't separate the two. They're like two sides of the same coin. You can't have truth without love, and you can't have love without truth. Truth and love always belong together. I want truth and I want love, and if I can't have them both, then I don't want either one.
Aye, it's a tricky trick question I gave you. But you solved it, young quester. And you're right. The truth and love should never be separated. For truth without love is mean, but love without truth is meaningless. And having solved me mystery, I now present you with the Quester Key.
The Quester Key? Wait a minute, that just looks like a
normal what?
A normal Quester treasure chest key, thank you. Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's just the key to me motorcycle. I now present you with the Quester Key.
The real one. It's a lot smaller, but let's hope it works.
Aye, but effective. Ah, the truthful treasure.
The truthful treasure? It's just a book. But it does say Quest Study Bible on it. Is this book gonna help me in my quest to find the answers?
Aye, follow me, and I'll tell you all about the treasure that lies within this book. It may look just like a book, and that's because on the outside, it is. But on the inside, it's the map which will lead you to the greatest treasure of all. And what answers did you come out to sea seeking?
I want to know about the beginning. I want to know where I came from, my origins. And this is the ocean of origins that we just sailed across, right? So, how come I still don't know where I came from?
Where did it all start? How did it all begin? Well, the first sentence in this book will tell you that it didn't start somehow, but with someone. Open it up and read it for yourself.
Really? Thanks. Okay, here goes nothing. Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Is this true? I mean, how can we really know for sure if there is a creator God who made everything in heaven and on earth?
How can we be sure there's a creator? Simply by looking around at all of his creation. I mean, you don't think this all came here by accident, do you?
Oh, well, I was told that it just came here with a big bang.
Well, it takes a great deal of faith to believe that nothing existed and then suddenly exploded into everything, including time, space, and matter. Read that verse again to me slowly.
Okay. In the beginning,
And there's the origins of time.
God created the heavens
And there's the origin of space.
and the earth.
And there's the origin of matter.
It's all right there in the first verse.
Aye.
So the origins of time, space, and matter are all accounted for in the first verse of the Bible?
Now you're getting it.
So it didn't all just come from somewhere, somehow. It did come from someone. God. He's the creator.
Indeed he is. He's the mighty, magnificent maker.
The mighty, magnificent maker of heaven and of earth?
Indeed he is. Fill your mind with the truth that's in this book, and eventually all the lies you've ever been told will crumble like sandcastles.
Okay, well that sounds amazing. Do you mind if I just open it up and keep reading its story about our origins?
Don't let me stop you.
Okay. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. Let the water under the sea be gathered into one place, and let dry ground appear. God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters he called seas. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed, each according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed in it, each according to their kinds. God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night.
He also made the stars. And God said, "Let the water teem with living creatures, and let birds fly across the earth in the vault of the sky." So God created the great creatures of the sea and every living thing with which the water teems, and that moves about in it according to their kinds, and every winged bird, each according to its kind. Then God said, "Let the land produce living creatures, each according to their kinds." God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds. Then God said, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness." So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them.
Hi, so what did you learn?
Well, I learned that in the very beginning, all God had to do was simply speak a word and things came into existence. He must be the most incredibly powerful king ever to just give a command, "Let there be," and everything that he made was so good.
He is all powerful, and he's always good all the time.
Yeah, and he apparently really likes making things in opposite pairs too, like the heavens and the earth, the light and the darkness, the day and the night, the sun and the moon, the seas and the dry land, the fruits and the vegetables, the birds and the fish, and last of all, the most opposite pair maybe, the man and the woman, male and female.
The most opposite pair of all.
Yeah, definitely. Tell me about it. Woo!
And in some mysterious way, all these pairs work together to make everything more beautiful. It's just the way God made it.
Wow, God must be very wise to make things like that. And to think that he made me and you and our universe too, and the sky and our planet and the deep ocean blue.
And the sea star, and the seahorse, and the sea monkey too.
And the koala bears and crocodiles and the bouncing kangaroo. And because God never lies, I can believe that it's true. And you know what? I just might be ready for a song that's brand new.
God was there in the beginning. What he spoke expressed his mind. All the galaxies he sent spinning are all part of his grand design. Everything that God created, all the light and life we see, came from God above who made it when he spoke saying, "Let there be." I am not a mistake of nature or some accidental freak. I am God's created creature. I am wonderfully unique. I am not some big, highly evolved worm that crawled out of the swampy slime. I'm much more than just a grown-up germ. My God made me by design. And you are not a mistake of nature or an accidental freak. You are God's created creature. You are wonderfully unique. You are wonderfully unique. That I know what I've always longed to know. God designed my mind to know, for the Bible tells me so.
A splendid song it was, young quester. We've crossed the ocean of origins, where you discovered how you were made and who made you. But now we're at the mainland of meaning, where you will discover why you were created.
And do you have any clues of how to find the answer to that question?
Stick to this book. It's the map to the mighty, magnificent maker who made you. And he's the answer to all the big questions you have. And remember, it's the truth. Because it was written by the source of all truth. And it's the greatest love story that was ever told, for it was written by the author of love himself.
Wow, this book was written by the author of love? I've experienced a little bit of love in my life, and it was the greatest gift ever.
Well, God's love is deeper and fuller and wider than even this whole mighty ocean. Now walk the plank and onwards to your quest. And here, take my old quest pack. I think you'll be needing it more than I.
Thank you so much, Captain.
Me pleasure, matey. Onward with your journey.
Oh, hey, Captain. Can I ask you one last question? Other than this question that I'm currently asking you right now?
Aye, you may, matey.
Okay, I don't know how to say this, but you talk kind of like a pirate. Are you a pirate?
No, I'm actually just kind of a normal guy like you. But when I'm out upon the seas, above the waves in the salty breeze, I like to talk with a scallywag voice, 'cause I'm the captain of the keys.
I respect that. Oh, well, bye, Captain. Thanks again. Oh, and thank you for taking me on your ship, Captain.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, and thank you for saving me from the sea hags.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Oh, also, thank you for helping me unlock my treasure chest.
All right, see you later.
Oh, and thank you for pointing me to my magnificent mighty maker.
Oh, okay.
Oh, also, thanks for the scrambled seagull eggs.
Okay.
Oh, also, thanks for my new quester pack.
Right, no worries.
Oh, and thank you. Ah, he's not even listening anymore. Wouldn't you love to know who you are? Wouldn't you love to know why you're here? Wouldn't you love if the answers weren't far? Wouldn't you love if all the answers were near? One step at a time, I've got to keep following my map and my new book, which is a map to our mighty, magnificent maker. Like Captain said, I've got a book now that'll answer all my questions. Who am I? Where did this world come from? What is the meaning and purpose of my life? What is right and wrong? And is there a destiny for me beyond this life? If you and I are going to continue growing and knowing our meaning and purpose, like the light bulb being plugged into the electricity, we need to be plugging our minds into this book.
You can't seriously believe in that old book, can you?
Well, why can't I?
Oh, I mean, it's a fine book if you're into fables, fiction, and fairy tales just for fun. Most do, it's what sells. But if you want to know what's really real, then I suggest you delve into something a little less make-believe.
Wait, where do I know you from? I recognize your voice.
I'm just a friendly skeptic who preferred that you not bewilder your brain by filling it with nonsense from that old book. I bet you don't even know how old that book is. It was written thousands of years ago.
Well, just because something's old doesn't make it untruthful, does it? I mean, my grandma's a lot older than me, and she's one of the most truthful people I know.
I see your point. But do you really think that a book that was written ages before you were even born can give you the answers to questions you have about life right now?
I guess I hadn't really thought about it like that before.
My child, I bet there's a lot that you haven't thought about. But that's okay. I'm here to help you think more clearly. And may I first humbly suggest that you think about something, anything really, other than this old dustbucket.
Hey, give that back. That was a gift to me.
Oh, I'll give it back. But first, do you want to know what this book says the meaning of life is? Let me read it for you. Meaningless, meaningless, says the teacher. Utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless.
It doesn't say that.
Oh, but it does. Here, read for yourself.
Meaningless, meaningless, says the teacher. Utterly meaningless? Everything is meaningless? How can that be? I thought that this book was going to give me answers to life's questions, not tell me that everything in life is totally meaningless.
Now I want you to stop fussing about your silly old book. I offer you a greater gift. Take a deep gaze and look. When you look into this gift, your life's meaning will appear. Everything will be made clear when you look into my mirror. All there was, and all there is, and all there ever will be, is what you choose to do with your perfect self, you see. Now awaken to your true self. You're no longer dreaming. Only you can choose your path, your purpose, your meaning. It's all about you. Me? Yes, you. Capital Y-O-U. It's all about you.
All about me?
Yes. Life has no purpose except for that which you give it.
It's all about me.
Yes.
It can't be all about me. Your little mirror trick may have some people fooled, but I'm sure now if I spent my whole life trying to make up my own meaning and live as the center of my own universe and just live for myself, I would end up back in the cave of confusion. In other words, I can guarantee that it's not all about me. But if you gave that me a flippity-dee, you'd be closer to the truth because then you'd have we. And I know that everybody needs a community, which is something that my captain taught me out upon the sea.
Community? That's disgusting.
There's nothing disgusting about it at all. Community is where we find that we belong. Community is where we give help and receive help in times of need. Community, most importantly, is where we discover that we are loved. We receive love and we give love in return. Everybody needs community because everybody needs love. Don't you want to be loved?
Love? Now you really got my blood boiling.
Oh, my blood is pumping. In fact, I even hear a song coming on.
You get that imaginary instrument out of here, I'll slither away.
Oh, there's no stopping it now. I can already hear the song in my head and in my heart. Oh, we all want to be liked. We all want to be loved. We all want to be someone who somebody is proud of. We all want to be special. We all want to be adored. We all want to be someone who somebody else cares for. We want to be loved, to be loved, to be loved, be loved, be loved, beloved, be loved. We all want to be wanted, we all want to be desired. We all want to be someone who somebody else admires. We all want to be loved and we all want to be liked. We all want to be someone who is somebody's friend for life. We want to be loved, to be loved, to be loved, be loved, be loved, beloved, be loved. Because when we feel unimportant and we don't get the love we need, we'll be trapped inside our loneliness, but love can set us free. And when we feel rejected, when we feel like we're all alone, we'll be lost till we're accepted, for to be loved is to be home. all want to be liked. We all want to be loved. We all want to be someone who somebody is proud of. We all want to be loved, and we all want to belong. And if you know that you are loved, then why don't you sing along? We want to be loved, to be loved, to be loved, be loved, be loved, beloved, be loved. To be loved, be loved, be loved, beloved, be loved.
Well, whoever that stranger danger of a man guy dude creeper was, I'm strangely relieved that he's gone. Now I'll have some time to read this book in peace and privacy. This book which is our map to the mighty and magnificent Maker. But I do still wonder about that verse he showed me about life being meaningless. There's no way it means that. I gotta look into that some more. This is a book I definitely want to read the whole thing and not just one verse in. So let's do that. The whole book of Ecclesiastes. The words of the teacher, son of David, king in Jerusalem. Meaningless, meaningless, says the teacher. Utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. What do people gain from all their labors at which they toil under the sun? I have seen all the things that are done under the sun. All of them are meaningless. I undertook great projects. I built houses for myself and I planted vineyards. I amassed silver and gold for myself, the treasures of kings. I denied myself nothing my eyes desired. I refused my heart no pleasure. Yet when I surveyed all that my hands had done and what I had toiled to achieve, everything was meaningless. The sun rises and sets. It hurries back to where it rises. Wow! I just reached the Wonderfalls and I just finished the book of Ecclesiastes. It was amazing. There was a lot in that book that I didn't understand, but what I did understand was this. It's not saying that life is totally and completely meaningless all the time. It's saying that it's impossible to find our meaning if we search for the purpose and meaning of life apart from God, our magnificent and mighty Maker. That's what it's really saying. Let me tell you a little bit more about it. The book of Ecclesiastes is all about a king who was a quester just like me and just like you. And this king was on a quest to find the meaning of life, but he was looking in all the wrong places. He began by searching for meaning in wisdom. He thought if he could grow to be the wisest, smartest, most brilliant man alive, then he would understand the meaning of life. But he said in the end, no matter how wise he grew, it was like grabbing hold of the wind or trying to take hold of a handful of smoke. Meaningless, meaningless, totally meaningless to try to find the answers to life just with wisdom. The next thing the Quester King tried to find his meaning and purpose in was throwing extravagant parties and inviting all of the most powerful and important people. And they came and they partied and they laughed. And in the end, he said it was meaningless, meaningless, totally meaningless. Life's purpose and meaning could not be found in just having fun and in seeking his own selfish pleasures. It was like trying to grab hold of the wind or grip the smoke in the air. Meaningless, pointless. Finally, after searching for his meaning in wisdom and pursuing his purpose in selfish pleasure, the Quester King thinks about his work and his wealth and decides if he can just gain more wealth and build his kingdom bigger and bigger and build bigger towers and more gardens and have all the dominion, then he'll be satisfied and find rest and peace and joy and satisfaction. But in the end, he finds all of it is worthless, meaningless, emptiness, vanity, pointless, purposeless, inconsequential insanity. I wonder if there's anything crucially important in the very beginning that we're gonna learn about why our Maker made us and what our purpose is and why he created us in the first place. It says this, "Then God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky and over all of the livestock and all the wild animals and over all the creatures that move along the ground. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female, he created them. And then it says, God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky and on every living creature that moves on the ground. That's the purpose God put us here for, to take care of this earth and rule it with him. I wonder if that's why the king that I was reading about in Ecclesiastes felt so hopeless and felt like everything was so meaningless, because the meaning of his life was to rule and take care of the world with God, but he tried to do it without God. Oh my goodness. I think we're getting onto some really good clues in this map that is leading us to our magnificent mighty maker. So friends, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep searching for the clues, near and far. Here we go. Off we go, questers, come along.
Wouldn't you love to know who you are? Wouldn't you love to know why you're here? Wouldn't you love if the answers weren't far? Wouldn't you love if all the answers were near? I sure would love to know who I am. I sure would love to know I belong. I'd love to find all the answers I can. And I'd sure love to have a friend just like you come along. Wouldn't you love if the answer was love? Wouldn't you love perfect love to appear? Wouldn't you love if love came from above? Wouldn't you love if love conquered all fear? I sure would love if love filled up this world. I sure would love to see love end all strife. I sure would love to know each boy and girl knew they were loved and knew the love that's the meaning of life. Oh, one day I'm sure love will fill up this world. One day I'm sure we'll see love end all strife. And one day I pray every boy and each girl will know that they're loved and know the love that's the meaning of life. Know that you are loved and know that love is the meaning of life.
Whew. Well, my questers, we have come so far already, but there's still a long ways to go. And we're finding many answers, many things we did not know. We're coming up on Morality Mountain Range now, where we'll find out the difference between right and wrong somehow. Ooh-wee. I don't know how long it's been since I've last eaten, and I am getting hungry. Ooh, maybe I'll eat the stick bug. Ah, that's not a stick bug, that's just another stick. Rats. The word morality has to do with knowing the difference between right and wrong, good from evil, understanding the differences between the things that we can do and the things that we can't do, the things that we should do and the things that we shouldn't do. But how do we know right from wrong? Is it just up for each of us to decide on their own what's right and wrong? Or should we take a big vote and decide what everybody wants to do and call that right? What makes something good or evil?
What is right? What is wrong? Is there any way to know? When I'm faced with a tough question, which direction I should go? Sometimes I want to do the wrong things, even when I've been told no. And it's so perplexing and so distressing when I am just left guessing. What is right? What is wrong? What is false and what is true? In my quest to find the answers, I am searching for a clue. Is there something or somebody who can tell me what to do? 'Cause there are things inside that I've tried so hard to hide. When I've decided to do something I knew was wrong. Are some choices good and evil? Or is every decision equal? I need a compass with a needle to point the way. Ever since the very beginning, the compass needle of my heart has been spinning. And I'm worried that in the ending I'll lose my way. What is good? What is bad? What is right and what is wrong? If I ever find an answer, I will write it in a song. And I hope that many others just like you will sing along, so that me and you will know what's right and true. And that is what we'll do our best to do.
You know, as we're thinking and talking about the differences between good and evil, I'm remembering that on the very first page of the Bible, God made a world that was totally, perfectly, and completely good. So if I want to understand good, I've got to start with God, because He's the one who thought of all the goodness to begin with. And every single pair of opposites that God made, He saw and said, "It is good." If the world was made so perfectly good in the beginning, then why is there now so much sadness and sickness and suffering and pain? Worst of all, why is there so much death in this world? I can't help but think that something's wrong with this world, and that it's no longer as good as God first made it and wanted it to be. Where did this knowledge of good and evil come from? Well, what do you know? I just found me a little snack out here. Thank you! Wow, I'm gonna save the rest of that for later. For now, I think I just need to keep on reading to see if this book gives any answers to the questions of morality. I think I was in chapter 2. Let's pick up where we left off. Sorry for talking with my mouth full. Then the Lord God formed the man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. In perfect peace, creation stood. God said with pleasure, "It is good." The man and wife lived in God's light. Love filled this whole world with delight. Adam and Eve were fully free to feast on the fruit from any tree, except one tree which God reserved to test their trust in his rule and word. But one vile serpent slithered about, whose questions sowed the seeds of doubt. His poisonous words soaked into their hearts, and their sin tore them and God apart. Oh no, this is terribly bad news. All of the goodness that God filled this world with began to fall apart and rot away after people stopped listening to him. Since God is the source of all life, when we turned away from him, we were choosing death. Since God is the source of all goodness, turning away from him, we chose badness of every kind. And you want to know why I believe this story is true? Because this story makes the most sense of the world that I see. Because when I look around at the world about me, I see the same thing happening over and over. People choosing to have it their own way and doing what they want, deciding good and evil on their own instead of listening to God and seeking his way and his will and obeying his word. And it always leads to more pain and more brokenness and more destruction. Why can't these things just be much more clear? Is God now always silent? Or am I just unable to hear? And if he did speak loud enough for me to hear his voice, would I even obey him or just make my own selfish choice? I mean, if the very first perfect people who God ever made were deceived and disbelieved and then disobeyed, they broke the one and only rule that God ever gave them, have I just been following in their footsteps of sin? Well, this book is my map to my mighty magnificent maker, like Captain said. Maybe I'll skip ahead a few chapters and see if it has something better to say. Chapter 6 of Genesis. The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time. Okay, maybe I'll skip ahead a little bit. Jeremiah, he sounds nice. Jeremiah 17. The heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? Let me skip ahead even more. Mark. Okay, he sounds fine. Mark chapter 7. Again, Jesus called the crowds to him and said, "Listen to me, everyone. and understand this. Well, okay, this book quotes Jesus. I've heard that he was the greatest moral teacher to ever live, and that he had the most important lessons about right and wrong, good and evil, and morality. So let's listen and see what he had to say to the crowds. What comes out of a person is what defiles them, for it is from within, out of a person's heart, that evil thoughts come: sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, greed, malice, deceit, lewdness, envy, slander, arrogance, and foolishness. All these things come from inside and defile a person. Even Jesus said we have bad hearts. And if that's really true, then what is the solution? Is there something I can do? I don't want to be stuck with an evil heart, and I bet neither do you. So what's the next step in this quest? We need to find a clue. Let's go. We're on a quest to find the answers, and we won't stop till we do. With our hearts and minds, let us search and find till we find out what is true. That didn't take long at all, questers. Take a peek. What have we here? Some sort of fantastic clue, I suppose? Okie dokie. Oh, what? The person who truly desires to discover what God requires must climb to the highest peak of stone, and there God's highest rules shall be shown. But on the northern path you must stay. Beware lest you stray and disobey. Wow, questers, that's an important clue. And what have we here to go along with it? It's a compass! A compass to lead us in the northern way, which is that-a-way. And that just might be the highest peak of stone that I can see. Let's head out to find God's highest rules on the highest peak of stone. We're on a quest to find the answers. Now, what in the world have we here? Bridges of riches? Oh, I'd fill my britches with riches if I had the chance. Is that a gold coin? I love finding free money. Oh, sweet Sacagawea, it's a gold coin. And a coin pouch to go with it. This is my lucky day. Nothing wrong with finding a little free money laying around. Whoa, wonderful Washington, a $1 bill, and some sweet silver as well. Oh, that's definitely real. Oh, my jubilant, jolly, joyful Jackson. Bridges of riches. Whoa. I'll be back, Narrow Path. Coming right back. Okay, come on. More money, more money. Where's the moolah? Oh my goodness. Oh, there's the score. Jackpot! What a score. You've got to be kidding me. Woo, yes.
Haven't you heard the love of money is the root of all evil?
Not right now. Go away, this is a gold mine. Oh, money. Now this is some real bona fide cash money moolah bling bling ka-ching ka-ching. What was that? Okay, maybe I've been on this path too long. I gotta get back to the right path. I gotta get back, but something's holding me back.
It's your greed that's holding you back.
Oh, maybe you're right. Oh, I gotta get off this path or it's gonna devour me. This is gonna be the death of me if I hold on to it. I gotta let go. Let go. I think we've lost him. How How foolish of me to go this way. That was a mistake. Oh, that could have cost me my life and my quest. I gotta get back up to the highest peak of stone, northward like I was told. Oh, I never should have strayed off this path. I made it to the highest peak of stone! Now the highest standard of right and wrong, the highest morality will be shown to me. Oh my goodness, is that them? Oh, but ought I dare to take a look? What if it just proves that I'm a crooked crook and reminds me of the right path I forsook and all of the wrong ways which I've took? I can't turn back now. I've come too far to end my quest here. Mighty Maker, I want to know right from wrong the way that you define it, not my own definition or a standard that comes from my own skewed, sinful, selfish heart. What are these? And God spoke all these words. I am the Lord your God. You shall have no other gods before me. You must not make for yourself an idol of any kind. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses his name. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house or anything that belongs to your neighbor. Exodus 20:1-17. Oh my. Okay, I get it, God. I haven't lived by your law. I haven't lived up to your standard of right and wrong. I've broken every one of these laws, at least in my heart and in my mind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What? They changed. Jesus said, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments. I have definitely not lived up to those commandments. There's no way around it. I am so sinful. I've never loved you perfectly, not even for a moment, with all of my heart and soul and mind. I've only loved my selfish self that way. I've definitely never loved my neighbors that way, not even my family. I am so guilty. My conscience was right. And now I feel awful about how awful I've been. If this is right, I've been wrong. And now I actually know that I've done so many wrong things recently and long ago. Untrue thoughts and sinful feelings, like small seeds that I let grow, turn to bad decisions. So I covered and hid them, but I'd rather be forgiven. If there's a way to be made right after wrong choices I've made, but how can I make up for all of God's laws I've disobeyed? Can sin be erased or washed away? Because I feel so afraid that the darkness in my heart has torn me and God apart. So I'm searching now for some way to be saved. I've made choices that were evil, wronging God and hurting people. I've been following a compass which led me astray. Ever since the very beginning, my heart has led me towards selfish sinning. So please give me a brand new heart, oh God, I pray. God, you're good, I am bad. You are right and I am wrong. There is so much sin inside me that I know does not belong. I've been living selfishly in sin far from you for so long. But oh God, I pray, if there's possibly some way, please forgive me and wash all my sins away. The desert of doubt and discouragement. Only hours ago, I so deeply desired to know right from wrong and what God's rules required. But now that I've read His law with my own eyes, my heart is broken open, and inside is just lies. All the sin that I've lived in has been gross and wrong and filthy. Like a criminal caught on tape, I'm completely guilty. What if God is angry with me and sends me far away? How could He ever love me when all I do is disobey?
Of course, God is angry with you. He's seen every bit of your wretched, filthy heart. He'll never love you.
Maybe that's true. I don't deserve a thing from you, God. I've acted like your enemy, although you've been nothing but a kind and patient friend to me. Could you ever love me, a sinner, when there's nothing but selfishness left in me? Could you forgive me? And would you give me a new heart and a new destiny? But can I expect God to just forgive and cover all my sin? Or am I destined to die in this desert of doubt apart from Him? If God is good and I am bad, then how can we be together? Or is death my end because of sin? To be separated from God forever? Maybe out of His goodness, He shows kindness to the unworthy and has a heart that's slow to anger and full of love and mercy.
It's no good looking in that book. There's no hope for you now. God doesn't want anything to do with you. You're too broken for Him to fix, too guilty for Him to forgive, too filthy for Him to cleanse, and far too unworthy for Him to love. There is no destiny ahead of you, except for outer darkness and utter loneliness. It's all over. Give up your search. Just give up.
Be silent, you serpent! I know your lying voice! And I'll never listen to your words again! I've already made that choice! You whisper your poisonous words in my ear, and you want to control me with your lies and with fear! But I'll never give up while my lungs still have breath, while my heart is still beating till the hour of my death!
Then may your death come soon!
Awake, O sleeper. Rise up from the dead, and Christ will give you light. The Son of Righteousness has risen with healing in His wings.
Paraclete? Paraclete! Is that your voice? Oh, water! Oh! Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His love endures forever. Let the redeemed of the Lord tell their story, those He redeemed from the hands of the foe. Some wandered in desert wastelands, finding no way to a city where they could settle. They were hungry and thirsty, and their lives ebbed away. Then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble, and He delivered them from their distress. Then He led them by a straight way to a city where they could settle. Let them give thanks to the Lord for His unfailing love and His wonderful deeds for mankind. For He satisfies the thirsty and He fills the hungry with good things. It's like this book knows my life story and is tracking my journey step by step into the unfailing, everlasting love of God. I suppose now I'll just follow this water to its source and let the banks of the river direct my course. Who knows, Questers? Maybe this river is our final clue that will lead us to the God of the Bible who made me and everyone and everything in the whole entire universe. Let's go, Questers! Well, hello, children.
Who are you?
Oh, well, it's funny you should ask. I'm actually not entirely sure who I am. I'm trying to put together all of the pieces of my identity, but that's probably not what you're asking, is it?
No.
Well, I'm just a man who's on a quest to find the answers. You can call me the Quester.
Hi, Crystal.
Hi. Do any of you know where I am?
Why? Are you lost?
Well, yeah, I am lost. I've been lost my whole life. And not just geographically. Like I was saying, I'm not just trying to find out where I am, but I'm trying to discover who I am as well.
Well, what have you discovered about yourself already?
Oh, well, I've discovered a few things. The first thing I discovered is that I can't find out who I am simply by looking in myself. That just led to more darkness and confusion. Secondly, I've learned that I was created by a magnificent and mighty maker. He's the creator of everything in heaven and on earth, and he made human beings of the most tremendous worth. He created me and you and your mom and dad too, and everybody from here to Timbuktu.
Where's that?
It's in South Africa, I think. God made every single boy and every single girl, every single person in the whole entire world, from every single race and each and every nation. He made human beings as his crowning achievement in creation.
Why don't you lie to me?
Oh, was I? Huh. I must have been thinking really hard, but I know how to make those rhymes stop. There they go. But like I was saying, God made all people. He made each and every individual person to be a partner of his, to care for his creation, and to live in his love.
Yeah, God made us all in his own image.
Yeah, that's right. But I also learned something not so good recently, how should I put this?
Just be honest and truthful.
To be honest and truthful, I haven't been honest and truthful. In fact, my whole life has just been one big lie. This whole time I've been pretending to be good and believing that my heart was leading me in the right way when really it was just leading me further and further away from God. I've broken his commandments. I've disobeyed his word and chosen my will over his, and I know that it's torn me and God apart, just like the first people that God made.
Quester, do you remember what God did right after Adam and Eve sinned?
He kicked them out of the garden?
No, before that.
I'm going to have to look. Oh, Genesis 3, verse 9. But the Lord called to the man, "Where are you?"
Yeah, see, God came looking for his people, even though they hid from him.
Oh my quantum Quirinius? That's right! All this time I've been searching for clues, but maybe it's actually been God who's been searching for me.
Could I ask how much of the Bible you've been able to read so far?
Oh, well, as you know, it's a pretty thick book, and I'm actually only halfway through it.
I don't think you've read far enough. Have you made it to the New Testament?
The new what-a-wint?
The New Testament, where Jesus comes into the story.
No, I haven't. Although I did recently skip ahead and saw that the Bible has something to do with Jesus.
No, Mr. Quester, the Bible doesn't have something to do with Jesus. It has everything to do with Jesus.
What? What do you mean? I'm halfway into the book and he hasn't even come up yet.
That's because he was still up in heaven with God his Father. The Old Testament is the story of what God was doing in the world, leading up to Jesus. It's full of promises, pictures, and prophecies, which all point forward to his coming. But the New Testament tells the gospel.
The gospel?
Yeah, the good news of Jesus, the world's long-awaited king.
That's what the Bible is all about?
Well, yeah, the Bible is full of God's answers to all of our biggest questions. But Jesus is God's solution for our biggest problem, our sin.
I can tell I'm going to have a lot of questions. For starters, can you go back to the beginning and tell me who Jesus is in a way that I can understand?
He's the Son of God who set aside his crown and throne above and came to save the world he made with sacrificial love. It's certainly a mystery how he came down to earth. It was a magnificent miracle that led to Jesus' birth. Our mighty Maker made a way by coming as a man to save his people from their sins as God our Father planned.
Well, how can one man save so many people who have done so many terrible things?
He lived a spotless, sinless life just as the Father willed, and because he lived a perfect life, God's law has been fulfilled. Then Jesus died upon a cross. There was no other way that the curse of sin and death we deserve could be taken away.
He died? On a cross? He must be the Redeemer I was reading about, the one who would pay a price to buy me back. Can one of you tell me where he was buried?
You won't find his body buried there anymore, because 3 days later he arose and walked out of the grave. He broke the power of death, which proves that he has the power to save. Then back up into heaven, his Father took him up into the sky to seat him on the throne again to rule and reign on high.
Wait, hold on, slow down. You guys are going way too fast. He came down from heaven to earth as a man and lived a perfect, sinless life and fulfilled the law and then died on a cross for law-breaking sinners like me?
Yeah.
And then he was raised from the dead and taken back up into heaven and seated on the throne of God and crowned as the Lord of heaven and earth?
Yeah.
How do you know all of this? How do you know it's true?
Because Jesus fulfilled his promise to send the Holy Spirit who changes our hearts to trust the gospel message when we hear it. And soon Jesus will fulfill the promise he made to come again, to judge the world and reign forever with all who trust in him.
All this time you thought you were looking for love and truth, but the truth is, love has been looking for you. And now you're found.
Love found me?
Yes, for God so loved the world so much that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him will not perish but have eternal life. And God will send his Holy Spirit to change your heart and give you eternal life.
So there's God the Father and his Son is Jesus and there's the Holy Spirit. I'm confused. Are they all God? And if so, are there 3 gods?
No. There's only one God, but he is 3. Father, Son, and Spirit, each with their own identity in a loving community called the Trinity. God is 3 in 1!
Oh, so that's where God's love comes from. He himself is a community of overflowing, heart-exploding love? Well, how can I join his loving family and be a part of his magnificent kingdom?
I'll tell you how. Can I please your book? Here? Here you are.
At that time, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, "Who then is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" He called a little child to him and placed the child among them. And he said, "Truly, I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." And Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." So Jesus is saying that in order to be a part of his kingdom, I have to be like one of you, just a child, and not try to work or earn my way into God's loving family?
No, his love is a gift. You can't earn it.
And the love that Jesus showed on the cross was really and truly for me, to save me from my sins and bring me into his kingdom? And God will really send his Spirit to change my heart and give me a brand new identity and a destiny in his love forever? Well, children, I want to become like one of you. I believe all of these things that you've told me are true, so today is the day that I change my ways and choose to give my whole life to Jesus, and I believe the good news.
Wow, here I am. And here we are, right back where our journey started, though we've come so far. I thought that finding the answers would bring my quest to its ending, but I see now that they've led me to this brand new beginning. And you know what? I think I hear one last song stirring in my heart.
I was lost and I didn't know who I was. Where could I find meaningful answers and love? With a hardened heart darkened by my sin, till your light shined and showed me who I am. Father, you revealed my identity in the love and life of the Trinity. By your power I was made, by your love I was saved. Reconciled as a child by the grace that you gave. I was living a lie when the truth found me, and the truth that's in Jesus has set me free. Every question I had drew me clue by clue, down a path that was leading me straight to you. Jesus, you reclaimed my identity in the love and life of the Trinity. By your power I was made, by your love I was saved. By the blood of your cross and the life you gave. I'm your creation, you're my creator. Though I'm a sinner, you are my savior. Now my life's purpose is to give you glory, because you brought me into your story. I was searching for answers apart from you, in the darkness alone, helpless and confused. Searching deep in myself, I could never find who I truly was, because I was so blind. But Spirit, you renewed my identity in the love and life of the Trinity. By your power I was made, by your love I was saved. When you came to my rescue and called my name, and now I have found my identity in the love and life of the Trinity. By your power I was made, by your love I was saved. Now I'll live all my life to proclaim your praise. Now I'll live all my life to proclaim your praise.
Well, Questers, we found that God has given us all of the answers to all of our biggest questions right here in the Bible. Now I know who I am because I know whose I am. I know where I came from now. I was made by God on purpose, and you were made too, special and unique. Now we know what the meaning of life is as well. God made us to know Him and to share in His love and to partner with Him in caring for this creation. And lastly, I now know that I have a destiny beyond this lifetime, a future and a hope in God's family and in His kingdom forever. How amazing is that? And now, my only quest is to continue to learn from Him and to love like Him and to live for Him. And as you may have guessed, I'll make one last request for an honored special guest to join me as we search for truth like a treasure chest, and like detectives on a quest, we will not rest till we've progressed, and we'll be too blessed to be stressed. Oh my quilting Quaker choirs! We found a real live stick bug, finally! Oh, rats, cats, gnats, bats, and drats. Those aren't stick bugs, it's just more sticks pretending to be stick bugs. Oh well. Onward and upwards we go, questers.